Lego is a better investment than gold, and there is a lot of data to back that up. In fact, the annual growth rate of a Lego set is significantly higher than that of bonds, stocks, wine, or gold. But do I think that it's a smarter investment choice than gold? Absolutely not. Several months ago, there was an article posted stating that Lego was a more profitable investment than gold. A lot of traditional news outlets covered this story, and it caused a lot of people to turn their heads at the hobby and question whether or not it was actually worth using Lego to grow their financial profiles.
But what is investing to begin with? Well, investing is the process of committing resources in order to achieve later benefits. So in Lego's case, it is buying a ton of Lego products, hoarding them in your house or storage unit for a really long time, and then selling them on a resale platform, and hopefully you've made some money.
And the insane amount of profits that people saw selling their old Lego sets or sealed copies that they had lying around ended up breeding this entire subculture of Lego investors.
But alongside that, another thing that a lot of people fail to realize or fail to mention a lot of the time when talking about Lego investing is the fact that the reason it paid off a lot of the time with majority of sets is because there was not that many people doing it. Lego, not only as a product but as a brand, has been brought back into pop culture and revived almost in a sense, making a lot of people look into the hobby more, start to respect the products a lot more, and also look back at its past catalog a lot more frequently than they used to, whether that be to just repurchase a set you had as a kid or to find something new and exciting that isn't available on store shelves.
However, this uptick in popularity has also caused the amount of people who are buying multiple copies of sets to keep sealed and sell later on to absolutely skyrocket. And the entire culture behind Lego investing has completely shifted. And while not everyone who invests in Lego falls quite so hard into it, I feel like there is this subcategory that has formed, which are the Lego investing finance bros. I don't understand people sometimes, like, how are you supposed to profit if you're not investing in Lego clones? I think that if you want to be successful, you need to be buying every single Lego brickheads. Historically, the return has been so good on those, like it is bound to continue happening. You should be investing in a ton of the UCS Falcon. And don't worry that it's $800 or that it takes up a ton of space, because you will make at least $100. And we know Lego remake stuff, but honestly, I'm not even that mad that they remade the Ghost and the Phantom, because the Ghost still comes with an exclusive Zeb, and then of course you have the Phantom with Blind Kanan and a Thrawn. Like, I can bet you that I will sell all of my stock of those for $50,000 each.
However, I think the biggest factor into why Lego investments were so successful from sets that were from this earlier time period is strictly just the fact that it was a way less saturated thing. And that is why a lot of people saw such immense success. Yes, there's a lot of new people into the Lego hobby now, but I feel like there are a lot more people investing. And the best way to put this phenomenon, honestly, is from the quote from The Incredibles with Syndrome: "If everyone's super,
no one will be."
So if there's a lot more people having supply and a lot less demand going on, we go to our typical economics chart of supply and demand. It's really not going to look good. So with all these Lego investors, how do people actually get rid of the stock? Lego as a company and a product is in a really weird position because they have this marketplace called Bricklink that has existed for many, many years and is a fantastic tool for Lego fans to not only buy retired sets, they can buy minifigures individually, as well as a ton of parts, and it is one of my favorite places to just randomly scroll on. Of course, we also have eBay, which I feel like is definitely the most popular and is where I see the most rare items selling for. And then lastly, I feel like over the last year or so, there has been this third avenue in order to resell, and that is the auction selling app Whatnot. Now, to be completely honest, I absolutely despise this app. I don't know why, I just have a really burning hatred for it, and I do not like what it has done to the whole Lego reselling culture. Now, the biggest thing to note with Whatnot is in order to succeed as a Whatnot seller, you need to be doing regular streams, which means the people that are on Whatnot will often buy a giant bulk lot, basically, to make their job a lot easier. A lot of the time as well, sellers are selling minifigures because sets really don't sell as well. So then we have this concept. Okay, so if we have the Whatnot seller who needs to buy a ton of stock for something, then they need to buy it at enough of a discounted rate, but whoever is selling that bulk lot doesn't want to lose too much money. And the Whatnot seller is going to have to hope that they can sell the item for over its market value. Overall, I just don't think this is a great system, investor, but I don't think Whatnot sellers are really getting a lot of money for the effort that you would have to go through. But Whatnot isn't the only thing that kind of irks me about Lego investing. I feel like something that has happened a lot more recently really centers around Lego and the products it is releasing. For example, in the latter half of 2022, there were a lot of people going around and talking about how the AAT set was going to be a fantastic set for investment. Firstly, it had Ahsoka in it, and also exclusive 332nd Clone Trooper. Now, I really like that set. I'm pretty sure I bought 1 or 2 extra during its lifetime and ended up reselling them, but to me, they were really never long-term things, which was probably a really good thing in the end, considering Lego have just released the 332nd Battle Pack. Most recently, we had a remake of the Disney Castle. Now, the Disney Castle, I feel like, again, is one of those sets that people really held on to for investment purposes. I mean, Disney fans and Disney adults are a very strong force, and they will pay outrageous prices for things that probably shouldn't cost that much. I mean, look at the resale market of Disney popcorn buckets. It's ridiculous. However, Lego remade the castle, giving it its newer color scheme from the updated castle in Walt Disney World, and gave us 8 beautiful minifigures, 7 of which are currently at the time exclusive to this set. It does not make a lot of sense to go and buy that retired Disney castle. Also, the size of that box and that set, it probably was not a smart investment choice to begin with, given that the major problem with Lego investing is just how much space it can take up. Yeah, it's cool, you might make 50 bucks on a set, but if that set is taking up a massive amount of space in your house, it's probably not actually worth all of the effort of listing, packing, and then shipping off the set for the general kind of investor. However, there is no denying that Lego investing ultimately is pretty beneficial to the consumer. Even in the cases where the price of a product has absolutely skyrocketed and is just reaching insane levels, the fact that there is actually supply of these retired sets, minifigures, and parts on the secondary market is incredibly great as a Lego fan. With an oversupply of retired sets for the actual demand, it's going to mean that it's a lot easier for consumers to go back and buy things that they went and missed out on. Occasionally, there will still be cases where things just absolutely skyrocket due to the scarcity, but in most cases, I don't typically see things skyrocketing a lot over the next couple of years. But ultimately, as a consumer, I am happy that the concept exists, even though the whole culture and context behind it these days is just absolutely stupid.